The coronavirus, understanding what we can't see. Welcome friends, Miguel here, beginning with a demonstration. There is no trick or illusion here. Our mouths simply produce a constant spray of saliva during the simple act of speaking. And this is what comes out when you sneeze. You tell me if you would like to walk through this with your mouth open. This is why a mask is recommended for those who are sick. In 1918 and 1919, the Spanish flu infected 500 million people and caused 50 million deaths, 10% of those afflicted. Perhaps our recent medical technology has reduced the mortality rate of the coronavirus to only 4%, but we shouldn't believe the preventive measures imposed by the authorities as an exaggeration, since losing control of the spread of the virus can have enormous consequences. In his publication, The Art of War, the ancient Chinese general Sun Tzu professes that if you know your enemy and you know yourself, in 100 battles you will never be in peril. I think this advice is very relevant in our campaign against this new enemy. To that end, in the next few minutes, I intend to show you what you can't see and broaden your understanding to better combat this foe. Keep watching the video to learn what a virus is, how it works, why the coronavirus is so dangerous, and how we can protect ourselves. What is a virus? A virus is often mistaken for a living organism, but it is not. Like everything in nature, the answer is quite complex, but the description in nature.com can be condensed to say that it is a structure of genetic material similar to our chromosomes, wrapped in a protein shell. A tiny virus has the ability to penetrate the wall of a very specific living cell and use its internal machinery to replicate itself, and in the process ends up destroying the cell. The copies then go on to replicate within other healthy cells until the body's immune system produces antibodies able to destroy that and only that virus, or the body dies if it fails to overcome the infection. This explains how a virus infection only attacks the tissue of certain organs of the body, whether human or animal, and not others. Infections can be complicated by bacteria infecting tissues already damaged by the virus. Illnesses like flu and colds are contracted by virus infections and not simply by getting wet or cold. Now, let's go back to the coronavirus and the characteristics that make it so dangerous. The virus is called SARS-CoV-2, and the disease it produces is called coronavirus and COVID-19. According to scientists at the National Institute of Health, after someone sneezes or coughs, the coronavirus persists up to 3 hours in the air within droplets of saliva or mucus. After falling onto or being deposited on cardboard, it persists for 24 hours, and perhaps more on money, and can last up to 3 days on metal and plastic surfaces, such as doorknobs, market baskets, and products. By comparison, the CDC indicates that cold and flu virus persists from several minutes in the air to a maximum of 2 days on the surface. Now, the World Health Organization reports that coronavirus has an incubation period of 1 to 14 days. This is the time that passes between infection and having symptoms. During this period, the infected person may infect other people, but the possibility is low. In contrast, the CDC indicates that the incubation period for colds and flu is only 1 to 4 days. So, the coronavirus is more persistent in our environment and has more than 3 times the incubation period, and this gives it a superior opportunity to spread. Adding to the danger is the fact that most of those infected will experience only mild symptoms and will likely transmit the virus to people nearby, confident it is not the coronavirus. The good news is that 4 out of 5 infected people will experience only mild symptoms and recover without medical treatment. But 1 out of 6 infected people will suffer severe symptoms, and 1 out of 25 people will die. The most susceptible people are those who are already weakened by high blood pressure, heart disease, lung disease, diabetes, or cancer. So, how is a coronavirus transmitted? When an infected person sneezes, coughs, speaks, or exhales, he or she will produce a cloud of droplets in the air containing the virus, which remains for a period of time and then fall onto objects, contaminating them. You can then contract the virus by simply inhaling one of those droplets or touching a contaminated object, then touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. This is why persons that have been exposed or are sick must remain in quarantine, must wear a face mask, and must cough and sneeze into a handkerchief or towel to reduce the spray cloud. The symptoms of coronavirus have been widely reported and are similar to those to the flu and colds: fever, tiredness, dry cough, shortness of breath, muscle pain, sore throat, diarrhea, pneumonia, and congestion. So, what can we do to protect ourselves? If prayers are a source of comfort, by all means do it. But the actions with concrete results are as follows. Number 1, isolation. For those of us who live in towns or cities, it is almost impossible to completely isolate ourselves from society. There will always be contact with family, friends, or work and business people that will put us at risk of infection. Still, minimizing contact with others always minimizes risk. Number 2, eat at home. As you saw in the demonstration, chefs, waiters, and other customers nearby in a restaurant produce saliva spray when they exhale, speak, cough, or sneeze that moves through the air and has a good chance of falling onto your food. To date, I've only been in 3 restaurants where the staff use a device to capture the mouth spray. Number 3, stay 2 meters or 6 feet from other people. This will generally keep you out of the saliva spray cloud when others are speaking or exhaling. But according to MIT scientists, the sneeze spray can travel up to 8 meters or 25 feet, and the cough spray up to 6 meters or 18 feet, and both can stay in the area for 10 minutes. If there is no option but to pass near a spray cloud, close your mouth and eyes and exhale through your nose to reduce the chance of inhaling contaminated droplets. Let's also consider how the spray will be distributed by an indoor ventilation system. Number 4, wash or use sanitizer gel with 60% alcohol on your hands frequently. During our day, we touch a multitude of surfaces such as knobs, money, or hands of acquaintances that may be contaminated, and sooner or later we'll touch something we intend to eat or bring our hands to our face to rub an eye, scratch a nose, or curl your mustache. And with that, giving the virus passage into our bodies. It is important to wash the palms well between your fingers and the back of the hands up to the wrist or further. Every time you wash or disinfect your hands, the risk of infection is reduced. Number 5, use a mask. These masks work well to label sick people and contain only part of the spray emitted from their mouth and nose. The CDC now recommends that everyone wear a face mask while in public to slow the spread of coronavirus and as a reminder not to touch your eyes, nose, and mouth. Number 6, clean commonly handled objects. The cell phone, glasses, keyboards, doorknobs, and steering wheels of the car are among the things we handle all day. Keeping them clean with a disinfecting wipe is crucial to reduce the risk of infection. When in public areas, minimize contact with all objects like chairs, tables, doorknobs, and when returning home, wash your hands, clothes, and bathe. Number 7, avoid the usual greetings. Handshaking or hug and kiss greeting acquaintances provides avenues for contraction of a virus. As the pandemic passes, and preferably forever, practice lower contact greetings such as elbow bump, foot kick, and the bow. Number 8, health, physical fitness, and nutrition. Last but not least, maintain a healthy lifestyle that includes personal hygiene, physical fitness, and good nutrition. Healthline.com points out a list of foods that strengthen the immune system, and among them are citrus fruits for their vitamin C, red bell peppers also for vitamin C, broccoli for vitamin A, C, and E, garlic for its contents of allicin, and ginger as an anti-inflammatory. How will I know if I have contracted the coronavirus? Since it produces symptoms very similar to those of a cold and flu, the only definitive way to know is to be tested. The coronavirus vaccine does not yet exist, but sooner or later it will be available. And how does a vaccine protect us? This is another very complicated topic, but in simple terms and based on information from the CDC, vaccines consist of inactive or weakened viruses or bacteria that won't make us sick, but stimulate our immune system to produce antibodies that are capable of destroying active microbes should they later enter our body. In closing, I will say that illnesses like flu and colds are contracted by virus infections in the same manner, although their persistence and incubation period may vary. It is recommended that we always practice protection measures, so when a new or old virus appears, its spread will be reduced. Well, friends, I hope you have found this material to be educational, interesting, and mostly useful. I invite you to subscribe and share this with your contacts. I also await your constructive criticism and informative comments. Hasta la vista.